Does the Kon-Mari method really work? Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Martin Cliffe here. Welcome to another video. And I've recently been reading, I haven't finished it yet, but the world famous Life-Changing Magic of Tidying, the Japanese art by Marie Kondo. And I've got to say, I'm really enjoying reading it. It is surprisingly well written, or at least surprisingly well translated, which isn't always the case of books written in foreign languages and then translated into English. In fact, it's quite often not. They become quite stilted and hard to follow. But whoever did the translation on this book is really done a really good job, because it flows and reads like something natively in English, which I guess is the whole point of having a good translator. But while there's a lot of good things in it, and I can absolutely see that for a lot of people Marie Kondo's approach would work, I don't think that it, in fact I know for certain that it doesn't work for everyone, because I can't see a lot of the things that she says working for me personally from where I am so far in the book. The kind of idea of going through stuff and deciding what sparks joy and stuff is a brilliant idea in principle, and certainly the idea of getting rid of stuff before you work out where you're going to sort the stuff you want to keep away, and not getting rid of stuff by deciding I want to get rid of this, but this doesn't make me want to keep it. That's a brilliant idea. But I was thinking and looking in my wardrobe yesterday, and there really isn't a great deal of stuff in there that I would say actively sparks joy, because, and I don't know whether this is a male thing, it might be, that might be an overgeneralization, but like in my wardrobe, the vast majority of my clothes are functional. I've got rid of some clothes that I was less interested in. I don't have a particularly large wardrobe. If you'd like me to do a wardrobe tour in a future video, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. It wouldn't take very long. But the vast majority of the stuff, as I say, is not kind of inspiring in the sense. My wardrobe is designed to be functional so that I can pick out any top. Yeah, if it's warm, it'll be one layer. If it's a little cooler, it'll be two layers or whatever. Go with any pair of bottoms, shorts in the summer, or I've got some light trousers for kind of summer evenings, and then jeans or whatever in the winter. Or I've got some jog pants if I really want to just slob out at home. And that's pretty much it. A little bit of more formal wear for when I need those things. But it's functional. It's not anything particularly actively sparking joy. I've got some t-shirts that I prefer to others, I guess. But yeah, there's not that much in my life, I would say, that actively sparks joy in the kind of way that Marie Kondo and kind of encourages us to think about and to decide on stuff. Does that mean I should get rid of the other stuff? Well, in some ways you could argue, well, yeah, maybe. But a lot of what I have, I guess again as the nature of what I do as much as what I am, is fairly boring practical stuff. A lot of the music gear I have is stuff that fulfills a purpose and isn't really something that necessarily sparks joy in my life. It just fills a specific purpose that I need it to. So while I would say in terms of my electric guitars, my two main guitars, Blue and All Red, spark joy, my Les Paul and my Telecaster are functional pieces that perform specific roles, and so I keep them for that reason. They're not joy sparkers in the same kind of way, but at the same time I would find not having them to be more hassle than having them. Now, that doesn't mean in any way, first of all, that I haven't significantly downsized my guitar collection and my gear in general, and it's something that I'm continuing to work with. And also, it doesn't say anything about Marie Kondo being a minimalist, because she's not. She is just someone who has developed a system of tidying and organization that encourages decluttering stuff that you don't need, but at the same time, it's nothing about pursuing a minimalist or essentialist thing. It's about just filling your life with joy, and that I love. But I was looking through, doing a bit of adding up, and I've certainly gone through a lot of the processes subconsciously that Marie Kondo talks about. I got rid of a load of clothes that didn't quite fit or didn't inspire me. I was only up, and by the time this goes live, I will have, over the last 8 years, given, in fact maybe even be a shorter period than that, maybe even 6 years, either sold or given away 30 guitars. Because I bought them to fill specific needs, and then, or maybe I just bought them on a whim, which is something that I am guilty of. And then realised that they didn't inspire me, they didn't fill me with joy, so I moved them on. I'm at 24 at the moment, and I've got 6 to sell over the summer, filming this in June. And then from there I have one more guitar that I'm hoping to move on, but I'm not able to take it back with me this summer. So you might think that's slightly crazy, going from 44 down to 13. And it really has been a case of refining, and there are things, as I say, in my collection that fulfill purposes but aren't exciting, and there are things that excite me. And I think that's one of the challenges with the Kon-Mari method, is that I need to keep things that don't necessarily spark joy for what I do, which doesn't mean that I'm not able to pick out the things that do spark joy. But I wonder, is this true for you? Could you go through and specifically say, okay, this sparks joy, this doesn't, so therefore I can get rid of it, about everything? I have a very small collection of books because I tend to give books away once I've read them. So, going through my book collection would not take me very long. I could quite easily Kon-Mari that, to use the slightly dodgy slang trendy term. I don't really have any paperwork other than essential documents. So the steps that that Marie says to go through, it's clothing first, books, papers, it would all be easy. But then there's this area that is kind of implied in the book as almost a kind of side thing, just a little thing of miscellaneous. Well, 95%, maybe even 98% of my stuff is this miscellaneous category, and it's that I'm finding so hard to go through, sort through, minimize, decide what sparks joy. And a lot of that is because it's Lego, and I love Lego, but I have more than I want and need, and it's difficult to work out how to sort it through. That's a whole other topic for another video. But then there's also all the ancillary music gear, the accessories, the spares, and I went through and I cleared out a load of junk yesterday that I was keeping for no reason. And it is something that is a work in process. But also it's things like, I was talking with someone on social media just yesterday about this, that there are some things that I am not currently making use of, but should my situation change very soon, and this isn't a just in case scenario in the kind of minimalist sense, should my situation change very soon, should I get invited to join a band or put a band together, having a bit of lighting and a bit of PA gear would suddenly be very useful again. And it's not like the whole 20 minutes $20 thing where if you can replace something in 20 minutes for $20, then get rid of it. That kind of makes sense as long as you don't do that too often. But when we're talking hundreds or even thousands of dollars worth of gear, I don't know. So, and the final area of the Kon-Mari method is sentimental stuff. Now I haven't really got much of that, so that again will be really easy. I'm not a particularly sentimental person in the sense of attaching value to things. I have a few things that, like my Les Paul has sentimental attachment because of family connections to the way it was purchased and that kind of thing. But I don't have a vast amount of stuff, like keepsakes and all that kind of thing. I don't really do souvenirs. I'm not that bothered about photographs and stuff. I've digitized a load of wedding photos and that kind of stuff recently. But yeah, 4 out of the 5 areas of the life-changing magic of tidying, the Japanese arts that Marie Kondo says, I could do really easily, and I probably have, but the problem is that it doesn't work for me. It really doesn't work. If it works for you, that's fantastic, awesome. I just wonder how many of us find ourselves in this same situation where, there needs to be another approach because we're not kind of suited to being the type of person that Marie Kondo's target audience is. I don't know, just some thoughts. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Take care.